Hey everyone, Hal Dinbar here from National Pool Partners. I want to thank you for taking a few minutes to check out our inflation impact calculator. So obviously inflation has been impacting all of us over the last many months. At National Pool Partners, we have access to data and analytics that can be very powerful in our decision making. And we think that to further our mission of elevating the swimming pool service industry and to help pool service companies around the country thrive in these tough conditions, that it just made sense to share this information that we have so that the rest of you around the country can continue to run healthy businesses, take care of your families, continue to employ your employees, and serve your customers well. So what we have here is our inflation impact calculator. It is a very easy to use spreadsheet made in Excel, and I'm going to show you how to use it. So in this example, I'm going to talk about companies that charge per weekly service and their price includes chemicals. Immediately after this example, I'm going to make a small change, click this button right here, and then show you how to use the calculator for a company that charges per weekly service, but charges for chemicals additionally. So with this fictional company, we're going to say they clean 100 pools a week. They charge $40 per pool cleaning. They have technicians that work on average 40 hours per week, and they each clean 50 pools. So 100 pool company, 2 employees, each cleaning 50 pools. So these two fields right here are going to be based on historical norms for your business. So your cost of chemicals per stop, this company historically assumed that they would be spending $6 in chemical cost every time they clean a pool. And historically, they paid their employees $14 an hour. So you can see right now that this company's got a gross margin of 39%. So as a 100 pool company with 2 pool cleaners, their administrative and operating expenses are fairly low. So we're going to say that this is 10% administrative expenses. So this company's got a net profitability of 29%, and they're used to bringing home about $5,000 in profit every single month. So now let's start talking about what inflation has done to this company over the last 12 months. And we'll move to this inflation table. The first question, how many months since the last price increase? So we're going to assume this company is going into pool season. It's been 12 months since they did make a price increase. So they did increase prices last year. So I'm going to put 12 months here in this field. And now we're going to talk about how much has this company's cost gone up over the last 12 months. So we know you may not readily have this information available. So we created these 2 tables down at the bottom to help you find it, this chemical inflation help tool and this labor inflation help tool. So what you'll want to do for chemical inflation is go find invoices from distribution from 12 months ago that we can compare to invoices today. And so this fictional company, I'm going to make these numbers up, 12 months ago was spending $15 on liquid chlorine. Today, they're spending $30 on liquid chlorine. 12 months ago, they were spending $100 for a bucket of tablets. Now they're spending $190 for a bucket of tablets. And let's say a bag of salt used to cost them $7, and now they're spending $10 for a bag of salt. So right here, this is asking you about the composition of the route. So it's asking, are the majority of the pools on route primarily using liquid chlorine, tablets, or salt? For this fictional company, I'm going to say none of the pools are primarily liquid chlorine. 80% of the route is tablets, and 20% of the pools they service are salt pools. So we can see that this company over the last 12 months has experienced a 66% inflation on their cost of chemicals. So I'm going to go back over here to the inflation table and put 66% in. So now we're going to talk about their labor inflation. So we've already established up here that this company historically was paying $14 an hour for labor. In this market, now they're having to pay $16 to hire the same person. And we're going to assume this company does not offer benefits. So I'm going to put 0 here so we won't see any increase in benefit expense. But this company over the last 12 months has experienced 14% inflation on their cost of labor. So this next table, today equals before plus inflation, is showing the state of the company today as a result of inflation with no action taken. So what we're looking at is where 12 months ago, this company could assume it had a 39% gross margin. Today, that gross margin is down to 22%. Historically, that company that was used to having a 29% net profit is now sitting at a 12% net profit. And this owner, who was used to having $5,000 of profit available to them to take home, live on, reinvest in the business, do whatever they were going to do, is now only seeing $2,000 in profit. So it's a 57% reduction in their cash flow. And that is clearly considerable. As a small business owner, if you're counting on bringing home $5,000 to your family every month and it's down to $2,000, you need to take action to get this solved and get your business back to healthy. So the next table, increase my price. This is where we can play around with different price increases, with customer attrition you may experience as a result of price increases. So this is where we're going to take action. So this company that charged $40 per visit, they're thinking, you know what, I'm really nervous to raise prices. I don't raise them often. I think I might lose customers. I'm going to do a very modest $2 per visit price increase. So I'm going to $42 a visit. I've heard in the news, inflation's 8%. I'll do a 5% price increase. I don't want to be greedy. We'll see what happens. So in this instance, you're seeing that the company is still way in the red compared to what they were used to. They're still at a 39% cash flow reduction. They've lost 12 points in profitability, where they were used to bringing home $5,000 pre-inflation. Now they're only bringing home $3,000, and that is with no customer attrition. So clearly we need to be bolder, right? So this company that was charging $40 a visit, let's look at charging $50 a visit. So it's a 25% price increase. Price increase alone with no customer attrition, clearly things look much better. We're seeing a 30% increase in cash flow. In terms of a percentage of profitability, it's actually very similar to what it was pre-inflation. So we know if we wanted to bring on new customers at the same level of profitability that we're used to, this is a pretty good price point. And you'll see that where they were bringing home $5,000 a month, now they're bringing home $6,500 a month. But let's come back to reality. I mean, we know that if we raise prices by 25%, we're going to see customer attrition. So this field right here allows you to play with that. And I know that this is the biggest anxiety every one of us who's ever owned a business has, right? When we raise prices, we're going to lose customers. And that's a bad thing, right? Like, we're going to feel that in our pocketbook. We're going to make less money. It's really interesting to have a tool like this in front of you to see what it actually would look like. So we've increased prices 25%. Let's assume we're going to lose 20% of our customers as a result of that. You can see we're actually not too far off from where we were pre-inflation. So profitability is at 28% compared to 29%. We do have a 3% cash flow reduction, but we were used to bringing home $49.90. Now we're bringing home $48.43. So at least we're getting pretty close. And that is losing 20% of your customer base. These key questions here below the table also can really help guide your decision-making. So the first one, how many customers can I afford to lose at the new price of $50 a week and still maintain my original net margin? This is going to give you a shortcut answer to that question. How many customers can I afford to lose at the new price of $50 a week and still maintain my original revenue? Again, this is going to give you the shortcut answer. And then finally, over here, we have, what is the minimum price to maintain my margin of $4,992 if I accept to lose 20% of my customers? And this is going to show you total monthly bill, what it roughly should be. So these questions, they will change as you change the inputs up here in the calculator. Like key question number 3, when it's asking, what is the minimum price to maintain my margin if I lose 20%? Again, I can change this. Let's say we lose 40% of customers. It's saying you need your minimum price up to 246 or 5%. So these will bounce around depending on what you input into the calculator. So let's run through a different example now with a slight change. We have a company that charges per weekly service, but they charge for chemicals on top of the service. So in this case, I click on this button. You can see all it does, everything stays the same. It just adds in 2 fields for how much you are charging the customer for chemicals. So in this case, we've got a chemical cost of $6 per cleaning visit. If this company historically say they're charging a 50% markup, so we're going to say they were used to having their customers spend $9 on chemicals every visit. But with the 66% inflation they've seen in the last 12 months on chemicals, their new cost per stop actually eclipses what they used to be charging the customer for the chemicals. So, basically $10 cost of chemicals per stop. Let's keep that same markup. Let's say we're charging $15 for the chemicals to the customer each visit. You can see, so now that gives you, if we're keeping at that $50 price point, a 33% increase in cost to the customer. That's substantial. Again, so we can play with this customer loss percentage and see, if we lose 25% of our customer base at this new price, we're actually still ahead of where we were pre-inflation. And so I hope this tool, having the ability to play around with different price points, how many customers you could lose, really gives you comfortability and confidence to make decisions that will keep your business healthy. And like I said, continue to take care of your family, take care of your employees, take care of your customers in a way that you always have done and want to continue to do, because inflation can absolutely will put companies out of business that are not paying attention as they continue to essentially run their business into the ground without realizing it. I hope this helps. We at MPP are super happy to be able to distribute this to the rest of the industry, and hope you have a great pool season.